now on Channel 7.
When I got shot, I was like, man, I got to make it out the door.
A man shot 3 times in Saturday's mass shooting tells us what he was thinking as the gunshots began. Plus, the rapper performing during the chaos is behind bars tonight, but not for the club shooting. We'll tell you why authorities are bringing him back to Arkansas. And
somebody in the house was messing with the firearm and it discharged.
2 kids recovering tonight after a gun accidentally fires. We'll tell you what questions police are looking for answers to. The news starts now.
From the station that's on your side, this is Channel 7 News at 10.
And tonight, only on Channel 7, this dramatic video of the nightclub shooting that left 28 people injured in downtown Little Rock. Tonight, while the gunmen remain at large, there are significant developments in the investigation.
Earlier today in Birmingham, Alabama, police arrested the rapper who was on stage when that shooting began. Finesse 2 times is not charged in the shooting, but he has been named a person of interest in this case.
In our exclusive video, you can see the rapper in the gray jersey walking on stage here. There he is. And then as he performs, someone in the back opens fire. Watch. Okay, now watch as we slow this video down and we highlight an area again there in the back of the nightclub. Those are muzzle blasts that you see. Those are shots actually being fired toward the stage. Dozens of rounds in all, perhaps from more than one gun. Again, in the end, 25 people in that nightclub were shot, but all of them are expected to survive. Well, last night, agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms caught up with Finesse 2 times at an Alabama club where he was scheduled to perform.
Channel 7's Matt Mershon is in Birmingham for us tonight and tells us why police are calling the rapper a person of interest and more about that warrant out of Forest City that'll send him back to Arkansas. Matt?
Well, tonight we are still unsure as to when Ricky Hampton, a.k.a. Finesse 2 times, will be extradited back to Arkansas to face charges there. But in the meantime, he will be staying in the confines of a jail cell right here in Birmingham, Alabama. It was around 1 a.m. Sunday morning when members of the U.S. Marshal Service say they arrested 25-year-old Ricky Hampton, a.k.a. Finesse 2 times, at this Birmingham strip club, all less than 24 hours after headlining a concert in downtown Little Rock where mass gunfire stole the show. Hampton was arrested on unrelated gun charges stemming from an aggravated assault in Forest City. But Little Rock police tell Channel 7 Hampton is considered a person of interest in Saturday's mass shooting. Investigators say they just want to at least talk to him. Authorities with the FBI, ATF, and the U.S. Marshal Service had staked out several areas around Birmingham waiting for Hampton. They caught up with him and another man where he was set to headline another concert. Patrons say, though, he never actually performed. Authorities found an AK-47 and 2 handguns in Hampton's Mercedes parked outside the club. When in custody, authorities took Hampton back to this downtown Birmingham hotel where he was staying to gather his belongings, according to hotel employees. Investigators also conducting a warrant search on his room. Now Hampton is staying just 2 blocks away, currently being held without bond in the Jefferson County Jail. According to the Associated Press, a woman who reportedly handles bookings for Finesse 2 times says the rapper didn't consider canceling his show here in Birmingham because he had nothing to do with what happened in Little Rock. For now, we are in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll send it back to you. Chris?
All right, Matt Mershon, thank you so much for that tonight. And one of the victims in last night's shooting returned to the club today, trying to collect the belongings that he left behind in all of that chaos. He was shot 3 times. Ryan Brashler brings us the first-hand account and what happened in his desperate escape.
The second floor of Power Ultra Lounge turned into the scene of a nightmare. But for one concert goer who was struck by 3 bullets, he decided to come back. It was supposed to be just another concert,
I didn't even know how many times I was shot. I waited till I got to the car, still didn't look down, but I knew I was hit.
Until the beat was interrupted
I got hit 3 times.
by the rapid staccato of gunfire.
It was bad. I was like, man, I got to get out the door. Like, I was just hoping I didn't die.
Jerron Eccles was standing in the back.
I just know I'm blessed.
He went left, and his friends went right.
You would have did anything to get out that door. I don't blame them for trying to jump out the window. Like, I got knocked out of my shoes. Like, I don't know where my shoes is at.
The horror at Power Ultra, something that has become far too common in Little Rock.
It's very scary, and the thing is, it's so random that we're having innocent people shot. We had a lady shot who had a daycare. We had a 7-year-old shot who didn't do anything to anyone.
Absolutely terrifying. You know, you had probably at least 200 people in there, maybe more. Several shots in darkness. It truly is a miracle that nobody died.
So that we may come together hand in hand.
So community leaders are banding together to try and stop it.
There's no quick fix. When you deal with a mixture of poverty, a lack of education, a lack of any aspiration for the future, it only reinforces the opportunity to do something terrible in the streets.
Eccles probably won't see Finesse 2 times again anytime soon, at least on stage.
Hell nah. Hell nah. He wasn't worth it. Wasn't nobody worth it.
And he knows it could have been the end.
By some miracle, all 28 people injured in this horrific incident, they're all expected to be okay. In Little Rock, Brian Brashler reporting.
Now let's talk about that accidental shooting tonight that has left a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old injured. It happened at a home at 32nd and Irving tonight. Investigators believe that one child discharged the weapon, shooting himself in the stomach and that other child in the leg with the same bullet. They don't yet know how the children came in contact with that gun.
Somebody in the house was messing with the firearm, and it discharged and struck. One bullet hit both kids. We're still looking into who had the gun.
Now, both children were transported to Children's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police tell Channel 7 the children do not live at the house, but they are related to the residents.
And an already very busy Little Rock Police Department now investigating a murder-suicide. That happened last night at an apartment complex in the 1600 block of Elm Street. Police say that they found Anna Williamson dead in her apartment, number 40, the victim of a homicide. They then found Ernest Perdaman in apartment 48, dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say that the two were in a relationship. The murder of a woman in southwest Little Rock marks the city's first homicide in more than 30 days.
Yeah, very few details being released at this point, but the search for her killer, we know, is well underway. Channel 7's Kimberly Roosley is here and brings us the latest now. Kimberly?
Janelle, Chris, police believe the suspected killer knows the victim, 36-year-old Naomi Estrada, but they're not releasing that person's name or the relationship to Estrada.
A grim discovery for any relative. Around 8 o'clock Sunday morning, the sister of 36-year-old Naomi Estrada calls police after finding Estrada dead inside this home on Westmont Circle in Little Rock. Crime scene investigators pulling plenty of evidence from the home where Estrada lived with her parents. She was last heard from Saturday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Family members started looking for her later that night. Police call the homicide relationship-oriented, meaning the suspect knows Estrada.
Homicide's already left the scene, and they are trying to follow up leads on who our suspect is, as well as other information. We're not putting that out right now to the public because we're going to give them a chance to follow up and see if they can locate our suspect or person of interest in this case.
Her sister didn't want to go on camera, but describes Estrada as a loving mother of 2 and a grandmother. The medical examiner now working to find out how Estrada died and when.
The death in this case was not going to be from a gun. Again, we think we know what it is, but to be sure, as you can see the coroners here, we're going to send the body to the crime lab to get a determination on what caused the person's death.
I checked with Little Rock police before the newscast, and detectives are still trying to track down the suspect, looking for that person's car. Chris?
Okay, Kimberly Roosley for us tonight. Kimberly, thanks very much. Little Rock's last homicide, by the way, was Memorial Day weekend. The death of 21-year-old Tanisha Roby remains unsolved tonight.
A dead body found in the Hot Springs National Park shortly before noon today. The Park Service closed West Mountain as park rangers and the FBI continue to collect evidence at that scene. Right now, they're only identifying the body as a middle-aged man from out of state. They haven't released a cause of death.
Little Rock police are looking for a brother and sister who have been missing since Friday. Jonathan Parker Jr. and Amaya Ellis were last seen at their home on Terra Vista Drive. Now, these children may have left to be with their biological mother, Tiffany Ellis, who has no parental rights. Jonathan is 14. He's about 5 feet 8 inches tall and 250 pounds. Amaya turns 13 this week. She's 5'5" and about 200 pounds. Their mother could be driving a black SUV with a Georgia or California license plate. Police are classifying these children as missing and possibly endangered.
A massive fire levels 4 condos overnight in Arkansas. Fire crews responded to the complex on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs around 10 p.m. last night. The huge flames could be seen across the lake, and some residents nearby and communities were evacuated. Homeowners say that they were just in shock how quickly that fire spread through 70-year-old homes.
They were trying to put it out with a fire extinguisher, but the fire extinguisher had extinguished itself, so I brought my water hose and tried to hit it with the hose, but these were built back in the late 40s, so it's just kindling. They literally just went up in smoke within seconds.
Clothes on our back and our dog and a couple of cats took off, so we'll find them hopefully in a while.
And so far, no injuries have been reported. The fire is believed to have started under a carport under one of those homes. Fire officials aren't releasing an official cause, though. However, one homeowner tells KATV they believe fireworks are to blame. Well, a round of thunderstorms is moving into Arkansas right now.
We'll tell you when you can expect them to hit your area when Channel 7 News continues.
Channel 7 News at 10, brought to you by Airmasters, Havner Law Firm, Everett Buick GMC, and by Cost Plus Furniture Warehouse, Skycams, sponsored by Middleton Heat and Air. From the weather team with the most experience, this is Channel 7 meteorologist Barry Brandt.
Well, folks are celebrating the 4th of July a lot of different nights. This was last night in Hot Springs on Lake Hamilton. We got some great video in there, and I know a lot more fireworks celebrations will be going. Oh, good ones there. Yeah, they always are there on Lake Hamilton. And we want to see more of your video. This was uploaded to our See It, Send It tab on our KATV app, and we want to see your 4th of July holiday videos. See It, Send It app, just download the KATV app, and from any mobile device, you can download both pictures and video. We want to see video of how you're celebrating the holiday coming up. Well, let's take a look at our headlines as we head into the new week. A thunderstorm complex tonight, heading into the state now. Some heavy rain in western Arkansas. Already some very heavy rain in southeastern Oklahoma. And then through the week, getting hotter slowly, though, and only incrementally, and not terrible heat. But there is rainfall coming our way, and some of it could be heavy over in western Arkansas, 2 to 3 inches, 1 to 2 for the rest of us, and that's tonight and through the day on Tuesday. I want to show you on VRAD where the heaviest rain is right now. This is our VRAD storm analyst. There are a few thunderstorms that develop north of I-40 moving up into Newton and Searcy County now. Even some mention of small hail with those as they progress up to the north. And then the main system right there. And some of those storms coming into Scott County and into Sebastian County are rather strong, but they are not severe thunderstorms, and so we'll keep an eye on them. How about Tuesday for fireworks? 9 p.m., I'm going to say 84 degrees and just an isolated storm left over. There'll be some during the afternoon, a few, but by the 9 o'clock, 9:30 hour, they begin to die out. That's that diurnal nature of those thunderstorms, the daily heating nature of them. And then overnight, we have those thunderstorm complexes, and then during the day, not much. Afternoon and evening, just like tomorrow, we may see that again, and highs in the upper 80s for tomorrow. There's the frontal boundary. It's dying out to our north. That's the thunderstorm complex. It's coming this way. I'm going to give you the timing coming up, but already rain-cooled in that northwestern part of the state. The rest of us warm and muggy, 79 with a dew point of 77 in Little Rock. Ooh, that's sticky air on our Middleton Skycam. All right, timing, here we go. This is the thunderstorm complex as it comes in. A lot of rainfall, not much in the way of severe. 3 o'clock approaching central Arkansas. There's 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe some leftover rainfall even tomorrow morning. You may be heading back to work tomorrow. And then again on Tuesday, we'll see a little bit of a lull, and I think another thunderstorm complex late Monday night into Tuesday. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But there will be notable lulls and where there's no rainfall, and so you'll have some time to celebrate outside. A round of thunderstorms, though, later on tonight, 72, our overnight low. And then a lull during the day tomorrow, but early and then again in the heat of the afternoon, there could be a few thunderstorms tomorrow as we head up to 88 degrees. Rain chances go down a little for the 4th and then down to typical levels for the rest of the week, with not much of an organization to any of those thunderstorms. We'll keep an eye on it. Melinda Mayo here at 4:30 tomorrow morning, looking at that, what's left of that thunderstorm complex.
Sure, as it passes through. All right, thanks, Barry.
Well, coming up here in sports, a familiar face in a familiar spot at the annual 4th of July golf tournament.
And this was championship day at the Busch Softball Classic. Highlights from a wild all-Arkansas matchup next.
From the Arkansas Select Buick GMC Sports Desk, here's Steve Sullivan.
And this is former Razorback David Lingmerth tapping in on 18. Unfortunately, not the day he was hoping for. Started the day with a one-shot lead, a 3 over par 73 today. He finishes in 5th place. Kyle Stanley won the tourney in a playoff. A strong finish for Glenn Day at the U.S. Senior Open. He ended up in 6th place, playing good golf right now. Kenny Perry edging Kirk Triplett for the Senior Open Championship. Here at home, round 2 of the annual 4th of July Classic at War Memorial. Chris Jenkins has won this tourney 8 times. He'll go into the final round on Tuesday tied for the lead. How about this? I got there late, so I said, just hit a putt for me. Look at it. Put it in the hole. He has some magic on that course. Ryan Spurlock of Maumelle will start that final round tied with Chris. Should be a fun final round. This was championship day at the Busch Softball Classic. 2 hot days for these teams. An all-Arkansas Sunday matchup. It was Team Fan Apparel out of Central Arkansas. They built a 14-2 lead over LTL Duke out of Jonesboro. Back came the visitors from Northeast Arkansas. The shot to center gets past the center fielder. How about the head-first slide into second base? You got to be kidding me. It's 14-13, top of the 7th. Watch Amos, Mr. Clutch. This will score the tying run. 14-14, bottom of the 7th, 2 on, nobody out. Former Bauxite football star Clint Howard. Liner is snared by Tyler Williams, throws to first for the double play. A game changer because LTL won in 8 innings by a score of 20-14. On our 5 o'clock show, we featured Nolan Fogel, a second baseman for Team Nightmare out of Branson, Missouri. Nolan is also the team sponsor. He owns 7 restaurants in Branson, but on weekends, he's just one of the guys. And watch what happened during our interview.
Definitely like to do my part, for sure.
And when they're on the field, they don't have to worry about
Woo!
He was a good sport right there. Got to love Nolan right there. Great moment for him. Coming up next, Kyle goes beyond the game with a remarkable young lady from Russellville. When Russellville's Caitlin Bounds was young, she said she wanted to be an Olympic runner. That's a long shot for anyone, especially Caitlin. But Kyle Deckelbaum takes us beyond the game tonight, showing us if you put in the work, anything is possible.
Few pursuits give Caitlin Bounds a pulse like running. Though if you were to feel the right side of her neck, she has no pulse.
Anyone that wants to take my pulse has to do it from the left side.
She doesn't have a right carotid artery. So that in itself for a runner is absurd because, you know, everybody knows you got two carotid arteries, one on each side, and you assume you need those to play sports.
That is just the beginning of what could have slowed this runner down and won't.
She almost died. And so I said to my husband, there must be a reason that she was spared.
The day Caitlin was born, she had an emergency heart and lung bypass.
Sorry. When you walk in the hospital, you don't know if your child's still alive.
4 years after it appeared Caitlin was off to the races, she was diagnosed with autism.
I was told at a young age, when I was diagnosed with autism, that I would be institutionalized.
My husband and I spared no expense. We got every therapy, every vitamin, every mineral. If you said it might cure autism, I had it.
Though it wasn't a doctor, it was a junior high track coach who came up with the best medicine.
They called and said, we think Caitlin should run. And I said, are you nuts?
When he suggested it to us, I thought he was crazy.
It's just, this doesn't sound like a good idea, but okay, you know, they were pretty insistent.
I pretty much fell in love with it.
There were several setbacks, but the more time she put in, the more her times came down.
When an autistic child decides that they like something, they go 100%.
Caitlin now holds 3 school records at Russellville High. Believe it or not, she earned a scholarship to run cross-country competitively at Arkansas Tech.
They didn't care if she had disability. They said, you can run, we want you on the team.
Since graduation, she's done nothing but run. This year, she won the Little Rock Half Marathon.
Broke the course record this year.
Oh my God, that was just crazy.
She caught the attention of the right people and just qualified for the Paralympic Championship Games this month in London. She's one of only 50 to get to wear this Team USA jersey.
I just sat there going, wow, there must be a reason why she was spared. And so last week, when that box came, I said to my husband, maybe she's supposed to be an Olympic athlete for real.
There's days I still want to cry because I just can't believe it's so real. I've been dreaming about this, and I was like, is this really happening right now?
Safe to say right now, Caitlin's pulse is as strong as ever.
Right now, all she thinks about is going to London and bringing home the gold.
In Russellville, Kyle Deckelbaum, Channel 7 Sports.
What an amazing young woman.
Wow.
I'm not betting against her.
Go Caitlin, huh?
Oh my word, I could barely keep up with that story.
Yeah.
She was going so fast. That's
It's
amazing.
Incredible. Best of luck to her overseas.
All right,
So
we'll
many
be right
things.
back. Well, that does it for Channel 7 News at 10. Thanks for joining us.
KATV.com for all your overnight news. And Daybreak comes your way tomorrow morning starting at 4:30. Good night.